Hello, good day and welcome to this channel. This is Clinic Wahala by Dr. Katch. Here, kindly click the like button, subscribe, and share this channel with people so that they can also understand some of these things and don't live in fear. Thank you. This particular topic or this particular time is to dissuade you from such. There is nothing like that. How do I mean? I'm not even going to use chemical or medical means to debase that or to tell you that it's false. One, I've told you commonly, you've taken cold water all your years and you've not had anything. People have lived up to 90 something 100 years taking that water. So it's much more than that. If cold water directly causes all the fats in the body to clot, then nobody will survive all these cardiovascular things we'll be talking about. We'll just be having cardiovascular problem easy. That's one. Two, when you take in water, I can bet you that by the time it's passing the mouth and getting to the esophagus, that's the one that carries the pipe that carries food or water from the mouth to the stomach. By the time it's getting there and moving small, my brother, my sister, I bet you that water is back to the normal temperature of the body. Even if you chew ice block, back then in fridge we have a way of when we were younger, we have a way of, instead of drinking our water, we go and put it in the freezer until it becomes solid. We now chew the ice. If it's that way, everybody should have died from that tender age, but it's not true. It's not true. So the reason is that the body maintains the human temperature at a given range. Calling the values may not be ideal for you, but you can still check from 36 points, some say 6, 7, 8 to around 37.34, around that range. That's degrees Celsius. That's where the body keeps, they call it core temperature of the body. When you go to the hospital, or now people have kids and have thermometer in the house, that thing you put in the armpit of a child, after putting it for like 3 to 5 minutes, you look at it and see the number. You see that it's 36.4, 36.8, 37. That's the core temperature of the body. That's the temperature of the inside, how the body keeps everything. It's at that temperature that all the chemical reactions, physical processes, biological processes in the body, that's the temperature at which they function. It doesn't go away from that. Any deviation from that, the body can have some deviations from that, but homeostasis will state that the body will now start doing things. Imagine that it gets too cold outside and it's trying to cool the body below this temperature. The body will start doing things that will stimulate heat inside to match that coldness outside so that it can balance it out. That's an example, is the thing we call shivering. Sometimes when it's cold, may just be the body stimulating the muscles to contract and generate heat to beat that cold temperature that is disturbing you outside. So the body keeps the temperature at that core temperature. So if you check with your thermometer or the check in the hospital, they'll tell you, is this range to this range. When it's above that 37.6 and going up, they'll tell you, you have fever, or that's a sign of a problem, a disease or something. And when you tackle that disease that is destabilizing this homeostasis, bam, the temperature comes back and down to that particular range again. So that's how the body is beautifully fashioned by God, to maintain that temperature, because it needs that temperature for all the reactions and all the things, processes to happen in the body. So what happens when you take the ice? When you chew ice or drink cold water, yes, ice is like 0 degrees. That's what is scaring them. They'll be like, if you throw in 0 degrees, it will just go and make everything low, and freeze all the fats in the body. But it's not true. When you take ice, when you chew ice, by the time it's going down the throat, the body is already heating it up, because this is not our temperature. It's heating it up. By the time it's even getting to the stomach, before even leaving the stomach to get to the intestines, the temperature, it has melted the whole ice to water and has heated up the water to about that 36.89, that core temperature. It has taken it up, so it cannot in any way go and congeal any fat anywhere, because the body has already adjusted the temperature to the appropriate temperature. That can't happen. There's no way it will go and congeal anything anywhere. If you also want to if you are doubting and you want to confirm, let's also check some things. That's why I said common sense is even the best thing at this moment in time. Take your finger, touch cold water or ice around you. Take that finger, put in your mouth, and tell me which one is cold, which one is warm. Of course, if you put your hand in your mouth, you see that your mouth is warm. Yes, your mouth is warm because it's operating at that core temperature, maybe a little lower than the temperature inside the body, but it's still very close to that temperature. That's why some people even put thermometers in their mouth to check the temperature. It's even more accurate than what you put in the armpits. Some put in the anus of a child. It's more accurate than the one you put in the armpits. It gives you the particular core temperature of the inside of the body. Another thing to verify: when you urinate, I didn't say you should go I didn't say you should go and be drinking your urine. No, that's not what I'm saying. But it's just an experimentation. After you're done, you wash your hand. When you are urinating, put your hand across the jet of urine coming out. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it ice? Put your hand and check. When you do that next time, you tell me. It's obviously warm, nearing hot, because that is the core temperature. The water has been in the body. Now you're bringing it out through the bladder, through the urethra, then you're urinating it out. It bears that temperature of the body, the core temperature. Another experiment. Like I said though, don't go and say that I'm the one that told you. Okay, get your soap and water to wash your hand. When you stool and you dip a finger in the stool that comes out, is it hot? Is it cold? Is it ice? You can bet me that it is warm to hot, hotter than the environment you find yourself in. Why? Because the stool is formed inside and is coming out carrying the core temperature. So there is no way it's going to be cold. So whatever that enters the body is quickly converted to the temperature of the body. So if ice is chewed and swallowed, before it gets down to the tummy, it's already melted and it has turned to water, and the water is quick heating up so it can reach the core temperature. You get what I'm trying to say? So that is the story for this particular thing, misconception. There is nothing like if you drink cold water, it will go and congeal fats and everything. By all means, if you want to drink normal water or warm water, it's all good. But my problem is when you deceive people and add something negative that is not there, by telling people that if they do this, they're going to be in big trouble, their cardiovascular risk is going to increase and all. I don't advocate for that. That's not true. Remember that people are living in very cold regions of this world where everywhere is ice. Yes, snow, as in you can't see water. Everything is ice. My brother, my sister, carry a thermometer and put in the mouth of this young man or woman who is living with surrounding as ice. It will still be core temperature. Is God not wonderful? So that's the beauty of the human body, and that's the beauty of God's creation. It maintains everything in equilibrium so that the body can function well. If you are pushing it to do otherwise, it will signal some things to counter what you're pushing it to do. So if you dip that person in ice over a long time, the body will start triggering many reactions, which include shivering, I mentioned, to stimulate heat. Of course, it's when the body keeps doing these things to maintain everything at equilibrium. Of course, the body has a limit. That's true, it has a limit. It cannot keep doing that extreme thing to maintain temperature, and you're still fixing that person in ice. The person will eventually die, because it will overcome the body's ability to maintain everything in equilibrium. And if I'm using ice, sticking somebody inside ice for a long time, the person will eventually freeze and die, because the body has a limit to which it can work. But I'm telling you, within that limit, the limit is quite significant. It's not something that happens in 5-10 minutes. Within that limit, the body will try as much as possible to take it back to equilibrium, the core temperature. It will try to exhaust everything within its power to keep the temperature at that core temperature. It's not just temperature. We're using temperature and cold water because this is the bone of contention. This is what people have been saying on the streets and on WhatsApp and broadcast messages, putting fear in people's body that because they drink cold water, this and this and this will happen. So that's why we're using it. There are many other body processes that are tightly controlled like this. Some chemical reactions, some biological events and processes that the body control like this. That is the meaning of the word homeostasis. Homeostasis, keeping the body functions and system at a given equilibrium so that the body can function very well. So next time you see that broadcast message being sent to you, or being sent to your mom or your dad, you are now better informed. You will tell them, you will carry the word to them and tell them, please do not send this thing to us because it is not true. So that's the essence of this discussion. That's the essence of this channel. Please click the like button, subscribe, and send to others so that they will not fall into this particular problem. You have heard and you have learned, so let other people learn. Send it to all your friends, send it to your family. Let them not live under this fear anymore. Thank you very much.